Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian, and today we're going to talk guitar. So the last time we left off, I just bought a Joe Bonamassa ES-335 from Epiphone. There were mixed results. I actually bought one. It had damage. I got it sent in, got another one, and that one was fine. They did not tell me, however, that when they sent one off, that I should have kept the guitar strap. So I was not originally going to do a second video, but now I have a little update. The astute among you may have noticed there are not one but two Bonamassa from Nerdville, California cases. So after I got mine, I talked to a friend, told him there's a really great investment opportunity, especially if he wants to learn guitar. This would be a great one, and he told me he would love for me to buy the guitar, get it, check it out, and then hand it over to him. So I got it, and this video will tell a little bit about that before I do in fact hand it over to him. But first, let's review what we're talking about here. This is the Joe Bonamassa 1962 Epiphone ES-335. Get it before it's gone. This guitar will sell out. The question is, will you get one before it does? So again, this was Joe Bonamassa's 1962 Gibson ES-335. He played on his very first album. Played it, loved it, but doing as most of us do, he traded up along the way, and the occasion occurred where he was able to purchase that original album guitar back. He purchased it, and he worked with Gibson and Epiphone to create the Epiphone version of the ES-335, making it more affordable for the fans to have an upper scale artist model. So if you look at Joe Bonamassa's website right now, the guitars are not sold out, so you can get them while it's time. You see all his former artist models are sold out in both the standard and special inlay edition. This one comes with the option for a small block inlay or the custom Joe Bonamassa inlay. What they don't tell you on the most recent release is how many of these artist versions there are. So we kind of have to infer from the previous releases. The previous, including the Lazarus, said there are 2,000 of the run model. It hasn't been able to find that again, but finally digging, Sweetwater gave a nod, even though the public releases did not. Listed from the Sweetwater website, bottled Bonamassa from 1962. This again shares some of the story I shared, but at the bottom and underlined, Epiphone made just 2,000 Joe Bonamassa 1962 ES-335s, and only 127 will be sold at Sweetwater. Now, while they made 2,000 of these, in the other versions, they only made 300. Here from the Lazarus advertisement, underlined in red, only 300 of this model were made out of the entire production run. They don't list this on all of the guitars, but the 2018 ES-355 also lists the limited edition Joe Bonamassa ES-355 custom inlay outfit, only 300 made. So we've already got a limited edition with only 2,000 available for the artist model. And then we have what some have referred to as the limited edition, the custom inlays with only 300 available. So this is already a pricey model at the price point it's set at, but if you're a collector, I think it would be well worth the extra $100 to buy the special inlays. If you look at reverb.com, the old limited editions are going for slightly more than the old advertised price. The special inlays though, now I haven't seen what they're actually selling for, but the list price on some of these has been well over double the original price. So this is a limited edition guitar, the Joe Bonamassa 1962 ES. If you look, the Lazarus is still listed on the Epiphone website, but then you wonder about the limited edition. Where is the one with the special inlay? If you'll look at, do a Google search, look at Sweetwater, search for Sweetwater Bonamassa ES 1962, you will see an archive linked to the Joe Bonamassa 62, but Sweetwater does not list the special inlays either. So this seems to be a limited edition that is broadcast mainly to the fans of Joe Bonamassa who visit his webpage and see his social media posts like on Facebook. So back to the original, leaving off from my first video. They had to send a Joe Bonamassa guitar strap, and I got it, and I was curious, and I waited for my friend's guitar to come in to confirm, because when I got it, the guitar strap had this Joe Bonamassa silver inlay. Now, when you look at the website, the Joe Bonamassa website, both the standard with the blocks and the special inlays guitar list a limited edition guitar strap with Joe Bonamassa's logo embossed in gold will be included with any 1962 Epiphone ES-335 purchased on Joe Bonamassa's online store. So it's kind of a question mark that they send a silver one. They send a second silver, so maybe it's just a website error. They planned on sending a gold and did not. I wrote them, and one of the ladies told me that they updated, and I checked just now, and it is still not updated a few days after that email. Is that a big deal? Not really. So I looked up the Joe Bonamassa store, and among his guitar straps, I do not see this option anywhere. I don't see the option for the other guitar straps that came with the other guitars. So I think it is just a simple color error, and this actually is the limited edition guitar strap that's being sent out. If anyone else gets a gold one, feel free to give it a shout out in the comments below. I, however, will not be upset. I promise not to be really jealous, but it would be nice to know that they do have some of the right advertised color. So I had just opened my friend's guitar. Now, I first got a little antsy when I started doing business on Reverb, and people advertising guitars in mint condition would send you whatever they sent you. And you'd have to write back and say, no, this is not mint condition. So I started filming myself opening these packages in case there's ever a question. I have not had to use that as a defense, but is it really a bad thing to do just in case? I would suggest that you at least consider filming opening a guitar when you have an issue like this used. So I opened it, and you see the nut is not shaped just great, and there's a crack in the finish at the corner. So I went ahead and contacted the Joe Bonamassa shop again, and they had no issue. It was super smooth. They sent me an email shipping label. So I printed, put it on the box, took it right back up there, and they shipped a replacement to me right away. And then it was time to open package number 4 in hopes that that one would be okay. So here I am opening the Joe Bonamassa ES-335 with special inlays, number 4. Opening, just dying to see what it looks like. Hopefully it's fine. At this point, 2 out of 3 were bad. I need a good one for my friend's investment. So I'm opening and I get down to it, and as soon as I open the package, I'm disappointed. I don't even have to see the finish. This time I see a knob has fallen off. Open it up, and the knob. There's actually an Anderton's video where a knob fell off and the captain showed it's a simple fix. You need to take a flathead screwdriver, push down and widen the part, and when you put the knob back down, it's a tighter fit. To wrap this up though, I think we need to do a quick comparison and talk the difference between Joe Bonamassa's ES and the Gibson ES. We're going to go with the standard model right now. You can compare the Epiphone with an Epiphone, but because this one is supposed to pay tribute to his Gibson that he recorded with, I think that's a more fair comparison. Now, so much is similar. I went ahead and highlighted the differences. The Epiphone has a 5-ply layered maple, while the Gibson has 3-ply with maple, poplar, and then maple again. The Epiphone comes in a single finish 60s cherry. The Gibson has 3 colors with 60s cherry, vintage ebony, vintage burst. The nut width has a minuscule difference, 1.69 inches versus 1.695. I don't think you'll notice much difference. If you're much of a guitar player, you might notice a difference when you actually put your hand on it, but they are both a rounded C profile, and with the rounded C and the same nut width, the difference will be minimal. So the standard Gibson has acrylic dots, while the Epiphone has either the custom Joe Bonamassa signature or small block inlays. Both of them have a tune-o-matic bridge, Epiphone or ABR1. The Gibson has an aluminum stop bar, while the Epiphone has the added Maestro vibrola. The tuners, we have Epiphone Deluxe with double ring buttons versus Vintage Deluxe with keystone buttons. They're very similar in look. I think the biggest thing you're going to be looking for, though, that I've seen before in the Epiphone Prophecy series is Gibson pickups. So the Joe Bonamassa has Gibson burst bucker 2s and 3s in them. The Gibson is a little different with calibrated T-type rhythm, calibrated T-type lead, but I don't think you'll be disappointed with Gibson burst buckers. The controls, they both have 2-volume, 2-tone, CTS potentiometers, Mallory capacitors in the Epiphone. We have in the Gibson hand-wired with 500K potentiometer and orange drop capacitors, while the Epiphone does not say the rating of the potentiometer based on having a humbucker. They should also have 500K potentiometers. So that's going to be it for today. If you get one of these guitars, any guitar really, any new guitar, I would strongly recommend that you look the guitar over carefully. I'd recommend putting your hands on the guitar and feel the entire length of the guitar. Look for any cracks and imperfections just so that you know they're there. Imperfections will happen. They're actually a common thing of the high dollar Gibsons because of so much handwork that goes into them. Really anything that has a human involved has room for error. Just make sure that the error that's there is acceptable and that you know about it soon enough to make your dealer aware of the issue. You don't want to grab a guitar, leave it in the box for a year, and say, all right, so now I'm going to sell my collector's edition guitar for twice what I bought it for, and open it and find a cracked finish, because every big crack is going to take probably $100 off of your selling price, no matter what it's worth. So, again, my name is Brian. This has been Guitar Talk with Brian, and I will see you next time.